Lulu Kennedy-Cairns, OBE, best known by her stage name Lulu, is a Scottish singer, actress, and television personality who has been successful in the entertainment business from the 1960s. She is internationally identified, especially by North American audiences, with the song To Sir with Love from the film of the same name and with the title song to the James Bond film The Man with the Golden Gun. In European countries, she is also widely known for her Eurovision Song Contest winning entry Boom Bang Bang, and in the UK for her first hit Shout, which was performed at the closing ceremony of the 2014 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. Life and career. Lulu was born in Lennoxtown, East Dunbartonshire and grew up in Dennistoun, Glasgow, where she attended Thompson Street Primary School and Onlow Drive Junior School. She lived in Gallowgate for a while before moving to Garfield Street. At the age of 12 or 13 she and her manager approached a band called the Bell Rocks seeking stage experience as a singer. She appeared with them every Saturday night. Alex Thompson, the group's bass player, has reported that even then her voice was remarkable. Lulu has two brothers and a sister. Her father was a heavy drinker. Early chart hits. Under the wing of Marion Massey, she was signed to Decca Records, and when she was only 15, her version of the Isley Brothers' Shout, delivered in a raucous but mature voice, reached the UK charts. Massey guided her career for more than 25 years, for most of which time they were partners in business, and Massey's husband, Mark, produced some of Lulu's recordings. In 1966 Lulu toured Poland with the Hollies, the first British female singer to appear live behind the Iron Curtain. In the same year she recorded two German-language tracks, Wien du da bist, and So fing is an, for the Decca Germany label. All her Decca recordings were made available in 2009 on a 2-CD entitled Shout. Issued on RPM Records. After two hit singles with the Louvers, Lulu launched her solo career. She left Decca after failing to chart in 1966 and signed with Columbia to be produced by Mickie Most. In April 1967, she returned to the UK singles chart, reaching number 6 with The Boat That I Row, written by Neil Diamond. All 7 singles she cut with Most made the UK singles chart. However, in her autobiography I Don't Want to Fight, published in 2002, she described him as cheap, and had little positive to say about their working relationship, which she ended in 1969 after her biggest UK solo hit. Nonetheless, when Mickie Most died in 2003, Lulu was full of praise for him and told the BBC that they had been very close. In 1967, she made her film debut in To Sir, with Love, a British vehicle for Sidney Poitier. Lulu both acted in the film and provided the title song, with which she had a major hit in the United States, reaching number 1. To Sir with Love became one of the best-selling singles of 1967 in the US, selling well in excess of 1 million copies. It was awarded a gold disc. In the UK, To Sir with Love was released on the B-side of Let's Pretend, a number 11 hit. Television series. In the late 1960s Lulu's pop career in the UK thrived and she had several television series of her own. After appearing on the BBC in 1967 in a successful TV series that featured music and comedy, Three of a Kind, Lulu was given her own TV series in 1968, which ran annually until 1975 under various titles including Lulu's Back in Town, Happening for Lulu, Lulu and It's Lulu, which featured Adrienne Poster. Her BBC series included music and comedy sketches and appearances by star guests. One episode is remembered for Jimi Hendrix's unruly live appearance during which, after playing about 2 minutes of Hey Joe, Hendrix stopped and announced "We'd like to stop playing this rubbish and dedicate a song to the Cream, regardless of what kind of group they may be in, dedicate to Eric Clapton, Ginger Baker and Jack Bruce." He then broke into Sunshine of Your Love. With the studio director signaling for Hendrix to stop he continued. Unrepentant, Hendrix was told he would never work at the BBC again. He told his girlfriend Kathy Etchingham, "I'm not going to sing with Lulu. I'd look ridiculous." From June 30 to July 2, 1967 Lulu appeared with the Monkees at the Empire Pool, Wembley, and her brief romance with Davy Jones of the Monkees during a concert tour of the USA in March 1968 received much publicity in the UK press. Lulu described her relationship with Jones as he was a kind of boyfriend, but it was very innocent. Nothing untoward happened. It faded almost as soon as it had blossomed. Eurovision Song Contest. On March 29, 1969, she represented the United Kingdom in the Eurovision Song Contest performing the song Boom Bang a Bang, written by Peter Warne and Alan Muirhouse, the song chosen from a selection of 6 by viewers of her BBC One variety series Happening for Lulu, and on a special show hosted by Michael Aspel in which she performed all 6 one after another. One song, I Can't Go On, written by Elton John and Bernie Taupin, came last in the postcard vote but was later recorded by Cilla Black, Sandy Shaw, Polly Brown and Elton John himself, as well as by Lulu. In Madrid, Lulu was accompanied by Sue and Sunny while the orchestra was conducted by Lulu's musical director Johnny Harris. Lulu later recalled, "I had a series on TV, and Bill Cotton was the head of BBC Light Entertainment at the BBC, and he said to my manager, I'd like her to do the Eurovision Song Contest on the series. And she came to me and I went, why? What do I want to do that for? And she said that he said that you'll get good ratings, and he is the boss, and he wants you to have good ratings. Maybe I could have said no, but I felt I didn't really have a choice in the matter. And I thought. I was full of myself, thinking ratings isn't what it's all about. But, you know, Elton John and Bernie Taupin wrote a great song that didn't go through. I had this amazing band, like 20 pieces. We did all these different songs. Every single one of us said, which one is gonna win? Which one is gonna win? And we all laughed and went, bet you it's that boom boom bang a bang a bang a bang. But then it won. Somehow there was an intelligence working there. And it was a huge success. Boom Bang a Bang won, though 3 other songs, from Spain, the Netherlands, and France, tied with her on 18 votes each. The rules were subsequently altered to prevent such ties in future years, but the result caused Austria, Portugal, Norway, Sweden and Finland not to enter the 1970 contest. Lulu's song came out the best in sales, with German, French, Spanish and Italian versions alongside of the original English. Later she told John Peel, I know it's a rotten song, but I won, so who cares? I'd have sung Bore, Bore, Black Sheep standing on my head if that's what it took to win. I am just so glad I didn't finish second like all the other Brits before me, that would have been awful. Despite her dislike, it is her second biggest UK hit to date, reaching number 2 on the chart in 1969. In 1975 Lulu herself would host the BBC's A Song for Europe, the qualifying heat for the Eurovision Song Contest, in which the Shadows would perform 6 shortlisted songs. In 1981 she joined other Eurovision winners at a charity gala held in Norway, and she was a panellist at the 1989 UK heat, offering views on 2 of the competing 8 entries. In 2009 she provided comment and support to the 6 acts shortlisted to represent the UK at Eurovision 2009 on BBC One TV. Weeks before her Eurovision appearance, Lulu had married Maurice Gibb of the Bee Gees in a ceremony in Gerrards Cross. Maurice's older brother Barry was opposed to their marriage as he believed them to be too young. Their honeymoon in Mexico had to be postponed because of Lulu's Eurovision commitment. Their careers and his heavy drinking forced them apart and they divorced in 1973, but remained on good terms. In 1969, Lulu recorded New Roots, a new album, at Muscle Shoals Studios. Several of the songs, including a version of Jerry Jeff Walker's Mr. Bojangles, featured slide guitarist Dwayne Allman. The album was recorded for Atlantic's Atco label and produced by Jerry Wexler, Tom Dowd and Arif Mardin. 1970s, Lulu began 1970 by appearing on the BBC's highly rated review of the 1960s music scene Pop Go the 60s, performing Boom Bang A Bang Live on BBC One, December 31, 1969. She recorded another Jerry Wexler, Tom Dowd and Arif Mardin album in the USA, Melody Fair, and scored a US Top 30 hit, Oh Me Oh My, and collaborated with the Dixie Flyers on Hum a Song, 4 more German-language tracks were recorded on the Atlantic WEA label. She was one of the main artists invited to appear on the BBC's anniversary show 50 Years of Music in 1972. The same year she starred in the Christmas pantomime Peter Pan at the Palace Theatre, Manchester, and repeated her performance at the London Palladium in 1975, and returned to the same role in different London-based productions from 1987 to early 1989. She made an appearance on the Morecambe and Wise show in 1973, singing All the Things You Are, and Happy Heart. In 1974 she performed the title song for the James Bond film The Man with the Golden Gun. 2 slightly different versions of the song were used, at the start and end respectively. James Bond was mentioned in the end version. The same year she covered David Bowie's songs The Man Who Sold the World, and Watch That Man. Bowie and Mick Ronson produced the recordings. Bowie played saxophone and provided backup vocals, and rumors of a brief affair were confirmed in her 2002 autobiography. The Man Who Sold the World became her first top 10 hit in 5 years, peaking at number 3 in the UK chart in February 1974 and was a top 10 hit in several European countries. On December 31, 1976, Lulu performed Shout on BBC One's A Jubilee of Music, celebrating British pop music for Queen Elizabeth II's impending Silver Jubilee. In 1977 Lulu became interested in Siddha yoga and married hairdresser John Frieda. They divorced in 1991. They had one son, Jordan Frieda. 1980s, Lulu's chart success waned, but she remained in the public eye, acting and hosting a long-running radio show on London's capital radio station. She was associated with Freeman's fashion catalogue during the late 1970s and early 1980s. In August 1979, after a performance in Margate, Kent, she was in a car accident that nearly took her life, colliding head-on with another car on Brooksend Hill, and spent a week in hospital recovering. That same year, she recorded for Elton John's record label named the Rocket Record Company and seemed about to hit the charts again, with the lauded I Love to Boogie, but surprisingly, despite critical acclaim and much airplay, it did not make the top 75. Notable London stage appearances came in the early 1980s in Andrew Lloyd Webber's Song and Dance and the Royal National Theatre's Guys and Dolls. She damaged her vocal cords while performing in the Lloyd Webber show, requiring surgery that threatened her singing voice. She co-hosted a revived series of Oh Boy! For ITV in the early 1980s. In 1981 she returned to the US charts with I Could Never Miss You, a top 20 hit that also reached number 2 on the adult contemporary chart despite stalling at number 62 in the UK. Early the following year she had a more modest US hit with If I Were You, which just missed the top 40, appeared in the video for Ant Rap alongside Adam and the Ants, and was nominated for a Grammy for Who's Foolin' Who from the Lulu album. She won the Rear of the Year award in 1983 and re-recorded a number of her songs. These included Shout, which reached the top 10 in 1986 in the UK, securing her a spot on Top of the Pops. Lulu was one of only 2 performers to have sung on Top of the Pops in each of the 5 decades that the show ran. A follow-up single to Shout, an updated version of Miley's 1960s hit My Boy Lollipop, failed to chart, and Lulu stopped recording until 1992, focusing instead on TV, acting and live performances. These tracks were released on the Jive Records label. Lulu has had hits on the Decca, Columbia, Atco, Polydor, Chelsea, Alpha, Jive, Dome, RCA, Mercury and Universal labels. She has also released singles for GTO, Atlantic, Globe, EMI, Concept, Lifestyle, Utopia and Rocket, and Epic in the US. For a while, she held the record for number of hit record labels in the UK charts. On television, she replaced Julie Walters as Adrian Mole's mother in The Secret Diary of Adrian Mole in 1987. In 1989 Euro 90 she voiced the title character in the animated series Nellie the Elephant on ITV. 1990s, in 1993 she made a recording comeback with the single Independence, which reached number 11 in the UK charts. This was the title track from the Independence album. All 4 singles released from this album reached the UK charts, as did two later singles released in 1994. Later that year she guested on the cover version of the Dan Hartman song Relight My Fire, with boy band Take That. The single reached number 1 in the British charts and Lulu appeared as Take That support act on their 1994 tour. At this time she also appeared as an unhappy public relations client of Edina Monsoon in 2 episodes of the BBC television programme Absolutely Fabulous and teamed with French and Saunders many times, including their send-up of the Spice Girls for comic relief in 1997, when she took the role of Baby Spice, mimicking Emma Bunton. An album, provisionally titled Where the Poor Boys Dance, was completed in late 1997 and due for release in early 1998 but was postponed by the record label Mercury. Hurt Me So Bad was released in April 1999 and a year later the title track from the album reached number 24 in the UK. In 1999, Lulu returned to BBC One to host their Saturday night national lottery game show Red Alert and co-wrote and recorded a duet with UK pop singer Kavanagh entitled Heart Like the Sun, but it was not released commercially until Kavanagh's 2007 Greatest Hits collection, Special Kind of Something, the Best of 2000s, now known as Lulu Kennedy-Cairns. In 2000 she was awarded an OBE by Queen Elizabeth. Her autobiography, published in 2002, was titled I Don't Want to Fight after the hit song she and her brother wrote with hit songwriter Steve Dewberry for Tina Turner, a song that Lulu herself released in 2003 as part of her album The Greatest Hits. Her 2002 gold album Together was a collection of duets with Elton John and Paul McCartney among others, tracks from which were performed in a high-profile TV special for ITV, An Audience with Lulu, which saw Lulu reunited with her first husband Maurice Gibb for a live performance of 1st of May. In 2000, Lulu sat on the 5,387,862nd and final classic Mini that came off the production line, bringing to an end a chapter in British motoring history. In a ceremony at the Birmingham factory, Lulu drove a red Mini Cooper, registration 1959 Euro 2000, off the track to music from The Italian Job, the 1969 film in which several Mini Coopers featured prominently. In 2004, she released the album Back on Track and went on a UK-wide tour to celebrate 40 years in the business, the album charting at a low no 68. In late 2004 she returned to radio as the host of a 2-hour radio show on BBC Radio 2, playing an eclectic blend of music from the 1950s to the 2000s. In 2005, Lulu released A Little Soul in Your Heart, a collection of soul classics that entered the UK albums chart at number 28. In March 2006 she launched her official MySpace profile. Lulu also appeared on the popular British comedy programme The Kumars at number 42. Lulu continued to act occasionally and starred alongside Tom Courtenay and Stephen Ferry in the British film Whatever Happened to Harold Smith. She also appeared in the BBC's reality TV show Just the Two of Us in 2006 as a judge, alongside Trevor Nelson, CeCe Sammy and Stuart Copeland. She was replaced by Tito Jackson for Series 2 in 2007. In late June and early July 2006 appeared on Take That's UK and Republic of Ireland tour to perform their song Relight My Fire. She appeared on American Idol Season 6 on March 20, 2007 as a mentor for the female contestants and the following night performed To Sir With Love. Later in 2007 she appeared in the UK as a guest for Jools Holland in a series of concerts and features and on Holland's CD release Best of Friends, performing Where Have All the Good Guys Gone? Lulu's complete Atco recordings were released on November 12, 2007. The 2-CD set included previously unreleased and demo versions of some of her recordings from this period. In December 2007 she released a download single on iTunes in the UK, called Run Rudolph Run. At this time Lulu was also promoting a range of beauty products on QVC, called Time Bomb, and appeared on a 2007 Christmas television advertisement for Morrisons, the UK supermarket chain. In February 2008 Lulu fans created an online petition to get Lulu an Outstanding Achievement Award from the Brits. In November 2008 Lulu was announced as one of a number of Scottish celebrities to feature in the advertising campaign for Homecoming Scotland. a year-long event to encourage people around the world with Scottish heritage to return to Scotland. Also in November 2008, Lulu posted the following message on her website, celebrating the election of Barack Obama as President of the USA. Barack Obama is in a Euro yippee, now we have got hope in the world. Euro unregistered trademark. They just turned 60. Obama is the new president of the USA and I think it's going to be a fantastic year. Love Lou X. In the 1979, 1983 and 1987 UK general elections, Lulu was a supporter of British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher's Conservative Party. In January 2009, Lulu began a 4-week stint as an advisor coach on the BBC show Eurovision, Your Country Needs You, helping to choose the singer to represent the UK at the 2009 Eurovision Song Contest. In the summer of 2009, Lulu guest presented on STV's daily lifestyle show The Hour, alongside main anchor Stephen Jardine. She appeared between 27th and 31st July. The Scottish magazine programme airs weekdays at 5 p.m. As of 2009, she continues to pitch her range of Lulu's anti-aging products and other cosmetics through the QVC home shopping channel, using her youthful appearance as a promotional tool. After appearing at an Attribution concert in Hyde Park, London during September 2009, Lulu announced that she would be touring the UK in a Here Come the Girls alongside Chaka Khan and Anastacia. The trio promoted the concert series on UK TV, ahead of the first performance in November 2009, which took in 20 different dates. 2010s. In early 2010, Lulu performed the theme A Word Is Love to the movie Oy Vey. My Son Is Gay, and toured the UK a second time with Here Come the Girls alongside Anastacia and Heather Small. In November 2010 she hosted the BBC TV series Rewind the 60s. Each episode focused on a year during the 1960s, highlighting the social and political issues of the decade as well as music and interviews with personalities from the decade. On February 26, 2011, Lulu appeared in the second heat in the third series of Let's Dance for Comic Relief. She danced to Soulja Boy's hit Crank That. In May 2011, she made an appearance on the ITV2 program, Celebrity Juice, and, in July 2011, she performed at the Langolan International Musical Eisteddfod. Lulu appeared on Chris Moyle's Quiz Night on Channel 4 on August 5, 2011, closing the show singing Bad Romance with Cuba Gooding Jr. In October and November 2011. Lulu took part in the BBC series Strictly Come Dancing, partnering Brendan Cole, but was eliminated in the 6th week. On December 24, 2011 she appeared on the ITV programme, Text Santa with Ant and Dec. On January 1, 2012, Lulu reappeared in Absolutely Fabulous as herself, after nearly 17 years as Edina's disgruntled client. In May 2012, she was featured in an episode of ITV series, Piers Morgan's Life Stories. Lulu has appeared several times as a guest story reader on the BBC preschool KBB's Bedtime Hour. In August 2014 Lulu opened the closing ceremony of the Glasgow 2014 Commonwealth Games. Discography. Filmography: Gonks Go Beat, To Sir, With Love, Cucumber Castle, The Cherry Picker, ALICJA, To Sir, With Love 2, Whatever Happened to Harold Smith. Other television appearances: made a cameo appearance in episode 28 of BBC's Monty Python's Flying Circus, in 1972. Made cameo appearances in several episodes of the TV drama series Perfect Scoundrels between 1990 and 1992. Lulu also appeared in the Heartbeat TV episode entitled Harmony, and sang her signature song, To Sir With Love. See also, List of number 1 hits, List of artists who reached number 1 in the United States, Mononymous person, references. Bibliography: Lulu, I Don't Want to Fight, Time Warner Books, 2002, Lulu, Secrets to Looking Good, HarperCollins, 2010, external links, Lulu's official website, Lulu's Place, Lulu Brit Award petition online, Here Come the Girls wiki site, Lulu with the Internet Movie Database, Lulu discography at Discogs, http www.45catcom Lulu partial discography, Lulu interview, portraits of Lulu with the National Portrait Gallery, London.